The Minnesota Vikings and their fans are saying goodbye to a legend. Hall of Famer Chris Doleman died last night after a courageous battle with glioblastoma, an aggressive form of brain cancer. He was 58 years old. Doleman was a major part of the Vikings defense in the 80s and 90s, making 8 Pro Bowls. He was selected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2012. John Lauritsen shows us how Doleman's being remembered as both a player and a man.
He was hell on wheels. I mean, he had moves that offensive linemen had nightmares about.
On the field, Chris Doleman was a standout among standouts.
11 sacks and 6 forced fumbles.
But to his friends and family, he wasn't just a Hall of Fame player, but a Hall of Fame person. Former teammates who were in Miami for Super Bowl week reflected on Doleman's death, including Greg Coleman.
It was just like one big family. And this is a loss of a brother.
Just his big smile, his big grin, his big laugh, big man, but really gentle off the football field.
Doleman was a frequent guest of former WCCO sports anchor Mark Rosen on his Rosen Sports Sunday show.
Well, do you feel good about the chances this team has of eventually getting there at the end of January?
I really do.
When reporters traveled with the team, the two would sometimes sit by each other on the plane. For Rosen, the news hits close to home as his wife Denise is battling a similar form of cancer. A couple days ago, he reached out to Doleman on Twitter.
I shot him right back and I went, "Hey man, I'm with you, 100%. I got goosebumps, but I'm going, hey, my wife is going through the same thing. Strength in numbers, keep going, my friend." That was it, the last correspondence I had with him.
The last WCCO interview with the Hall of Famer occurred 2 years ago when we talked with Doleman shortly after he was diagnosed with cancer.
What have you learned through all of this?
Resiliency and the power of prayer.
John Lauritsen, WCCO 4 News.
Actually, when did you do that interview?
2018, almost 2019, so just over a little over a year ago, and spent a little time with him out there. And he was, at that time, it was so hard to see because what we remembered was the clips that you saw earlier of him as this great football player, one of the most athletic players that we've ever seen. The interesting thing is he came in here as an outside linebacker. And they had high expectations for him. And one day, one of the coaches said, "Let's put that hand on the ground," which is code for let's try him at defensive end. And his career took off. He went from good to great, and he became a Hall of Famer because that one coach saw that in him. And Doleman's he was a prototypical defensive end. He was driven by sacks, statistics. Some would say selfish in it. But it also benefited the team, and he got big contracts. He made a lot of money. He was also an intellectual. You know, when you spent time with him, he'd carry a briefcase onto the plane. And he wanted to be more than a football player, always wanted to be more than a football player. Got involved in auto dealerships down in Atlanta, did a lot of things in the business world because he was so interested in that.
And he had a fun personality. It was enjoyable to be around him all the time.
He was, you know what, one of the lasting impressions that I have of him is he loved golf.
Yes, he did.
And when those drivers came out with, that could hit it another 40 yards for everybody, and he pulled one of those out, Big Berthas or whatever they were, at a charity tournament, everybody stopped and watched. And I don't remember where it went because we lost track of it. That's somewhere right. Out of orbit. And he loved that. He was a great basketball player. He was just so gifted in so many different ways. And he was part of an eclectic defensive line. You had Keith Millard, Al Noga, Henry Thomas, and him. And I mean, that was a different breed of group in maybe the best possible way because they were so colorful and had so much fun all the time and such different personalities.
Yeah, he'll be missed, certainly. Okay, thank you, Maxie.
Thanks, Mike.
You know, there is an outpouring of tributes on social media, including from former teammates, current players, and NFL legends. We've posted a lot of them at WCCO.com, and you can share your messages using the hashtag Chris Doleman.